Welcome everyone to the IPC Education Foundation webinar on the Scholarships and Award Program. Just a quick overview for those of you attending. The foundation was started way back in end of 2018, launched officially in 2019, and the vision for the foundation connected to the IPC Trade Association is that we would like to support the industry by developing a pipeline of new talent. So our audience is predominantly students, those that are not necessarily currently in the industry or professionals. And therefore, our mission is to create a variety of awareness and access opportunities for students to learn about the industry so that you have the knowledge that you need to enter the industry, to find the right career path that will fit you, your skills. And through this, we connect with companies and with people in the industry. So we have a variety of different programs. Those of you who are familiar with the IPC Student Chapter Program, that is just one little bucket of what we do so that students in community colleges or at four-year universities studying towards the industry or actually pursuing a career in the industry have the ability to form a little network or a club on campus that is predominantly student-driven, variety of benefits. And so students who form part of an IPC student chapter will have access to courses that we provide online. You obviously have the opportunity to serve in a leadership position. We actually have a very easy process for students to start a chapter. You actually have one educator, a professor, instructor, a trainer at the school where you are a student at to raise their hand to say, I will endorse this program. And then 3 student leaders, any student who would like to take on a leadership position. And obviously that helps with your career profile. You get that leadership position on your resume. And that then creates access points for you, not only having the access to the courses, growing your professional profile, you also have access to standards. And we all know that is a very big component of IPC and within the industry. You also have dual membership. So you become a member of the foundation, which then provides you the opportunity to apply for a scholarship and participate in award programs. And then you actually have membership within IPC as a student member. And you can join committee meetings. You can participate in the IPC Emerging Engineer Program, which will then enable you to be connected with a mentor. And that is kind of the access points that we provide. So first off, to actually get access to an IPC scholarship, you actually need to take up a membership. So the overview of the scholarships and award program is that over the years, we actually have provided and made a difference in more than 100 students and schools' lives, but we have provided $100,000 in scholarships and awards. And these scholarships have gone to students in high school, community college, universities. We've provided scholarships and awards to educators. And this is the reason for us why we exist as a nonprofit, is to take funding that we get from our IPC partner, our board, from organizations, and put it back into the hands of students interested to pursue a career in the industry. And so therefore, these scholarships and awards are intended to support your skills pathways and to prepare you so that you can have a meaningful career in the industry, whether it all aspects of electronics manufacturing as well as assembly. And through these programs that we have, the scholarship programs and the awards, we encourage that you take the money, the funds that you receive, which is no scholarship is lower than $1,000, that you put it back towards opportunities to enhance your current skills so that you can go and attend an additional course that will make your profile better than a peer. And so we are very proud of how we have grown the program. First off, we started with just student scholarships. And so those are available to student members registered at a university. They belong to an IPC student chapter. And then COVID happened, and we decided, okay, it's really hard for certain contextual or opportunities on campus for students to actually connect with their peers and to start a chapter, because it's a collaborative approach, and you want to have a student club. And so we have then opted for an individual membership, which means that you, who are not necessarily part of a chapter where we currently have chapters, you have the opportunity to join. It's a $40 membership fee, and I will share you the website where you can get more information on that. But you join as an IPC member, individual, and then we hope and encourage you to apply for a scholarship, because you become a member, and then hopefully you will start a chapter at your school and encourage other members to form part and make use of the additional benefits that come with the student membership. So 95% of the bucket of money and funds that we have available to student members go towards students who belong to an existing student chapter. And then 5% of those are available for anyone out there who does not yet belong to his chapter, who does not necessarily associate themselves with an IPC student chapter. They can then also apply, and we make some funds available for those individuals as well. A second bucket, if you are an educator and you have joined this webinar, welcome. We know that educators do a lot to encourage students, and you also need to enrich and stay on top of all of the new, content and curriculum and courses. And so we would like to honor those educators, and I will explain a little bit more about that nomination process. Then we have leadership awards, and these leadership awards are predominantly focused at student members who joined. They paid their $40, they participate, they form part of the student body, but then they serve in a leadership position. They're either the president of the chapter, a vice president, or any other type of role, whether it's a treasurer or secretary or the director of marketing or events. You can make it up as you would like to grow your chapter. But those positions, they are volunteers, so they sign up and say, I want to be a leader, but we want to recognize you, because obviously there's a lot of activities that go on, because we want our student chapters to be student-led and needs to be active. So that connection point with industry, if you have a speaker on campus or you go out on a facility tour, obviously there is admin related and logistics and planning and promoting it on campus, etc. So we also want to recognize students who take the time to actually serve in those capacities. And so if you've completed 1 year in a leadership position at an IPC student chapter, you have the opportunity to apply for one of these awards. And then lastly, the competition and projects. This is fun because we have the opportunity to partner with companies out there, other organizations that also support a workforce talent pipeline into the industry. And so we have launched a PCB The Change design competition with LTM and Arduino last year. And we have decided to do it again because it was an international competition. We had close to 80 teams participate across the world, and we were very, very impressed with the creative solutions that students and their teams brought to environmental changes, and how we can make a better life out there, from wildfires to cleaning rivers to actually saving the honeybee. And those are just examples, and I will share some more information about that. But these are basically the 4 big categories of the different programs that you can apply for. The application process is very simple. It is an online process. Everything is online. You literally complete an application online. You submit all your documentation, your supporting documentation, even your recommenders, the reference letters, everything is structured on an online process. So the platform that we use is SurveyMonkey Apply. Most of you are familiar with SurveyMonkey. They do a lot of surveys, but they actually started a couple of years ago an application site for scholarships and award management. And we are very fortunate to make use of SurveyMonkey Apply. And so this is a hidden link. So you cannot access this application link if you are not a member of the organization. So this is why it's important, and I promise that I will share. But if you go to our website, ipc.org, you can browse the student membership. What do you need to do? So you can click on this link to become a member. You will pay your $40 and you will have access to the link and also to courses and standards. So you can apply for standards for free, and there's value to it. We actually have companies that we partner with, but there is a little bit of a difference to being a member associated with a chapter or being an individual member. So certain benefits are not necessarily available to you if you do not necessarily, so you join, but you don't have a chapter, but you will start a chapter, then you'll have more benefits. If you don't have a chapter and you're just an individual member, you will have it, but you can still apply for a scholarship. But the pool of scholarship funds are limited. If you have a chapter, it's bigger. So you can read up in your spare time about the differences. These are the student member benefits, and we encourage everyone to join and to become part of this network. So we've already opened the application program for student member scholarships and the leadership awards. We've actually started accepting on July 15th. So it's almost a month that it's been active. The deadline of the scholarship is October 7th. So just before everybody ends up, we go into Thanksgiving. So hopefully by Thanksgiving time, you'll get a nice surprise and a congratulatory letter or email from us to say congratulations, you are the recipient of $1,000. That is a fantastic, thing before you go into the holiday season. But 7th of October is the deadline date. So let's delve in a little bit deeper, because there's a lot of things that you as a student can do to prepare yourself to make that application process. We know everybody dreads these applications. You have to complete the same information over and over and over and over. But remember, every application needs to be treated like a job application. You cannot necessarily create the same cover letter or the motivational statement for every application that you do, because there's some little nuances or contextual changes that you want to make to fit this application process. So for the student member scholarship, which predominantly might apply to most of you, which is $1,000, that's up for grab. We've given a lot of scholarships. These are just past winners, but the purpose is that we want to encourage student members to apply, because we know that you are talented. You want to enter the industry. And this is just a little token of great job. Continue with your hard work. The industry needs you. We need brain power. We need new talent. So please apply. And this is kind of an exercise for you if you don't necessarily have your resume ready or things like that. You have the opportunity to create it, because you will have to upload it. And also do a little bit of self retrospect. Am I on par? Is my GPA good enough? Will I stand out from the crowd? Maybe I should take a leadership opportunity to enhance my profile. Maybe I should start volunteering here, etc., etc. So doing an application for a scholarship actually helps to evaluate yourself, your progress, and where you are currently in your life from a personal and professional standpoint. So we don't care where you spend the money. Obviously, $1,000 on this is going to buy you a car, but we encourage you to spend the money towards something within education, towards a course, towards a textbook, towards something, a seminar, a webinar a conference that you want to attend within the industry. So this is very important. So the scholarship is there and mainly designed to reduce your financial burden, because we know how expensive education is. And if this is something we can do to give you a little bit of a nudge that ticks a box on our side. So who can apply? Very easy. You have to be a student at a registered or recognized academic institution. Great. So you can be undergrad, postgrad, as long as you have proof of registration, like an academic transcript. I'm a current student with a GPA, you're good. You have to prove, obviously, that you're enrolled to receive the funds. And if you apply and you finish school or you're in your last semester, it's fine. By the time of your application, you need to just be a registered student at an academic institution. Now, the academic institution, remember, predominantly we want it to be an IPC student chapter. If not, there is a text box to just say individual membership, and hopefully we will have the opportunity to have that school as a chapter moving forward. So you obviously apply for a scholarship within electronics manufacturing. So you have to pursue a qualification relating to that industry. And obviously there's a wide range: engineering, computer, electronics, anything within the industry, okay? The funds must be used for educational purposes, but it's not like we're going to hunt you down and say, hey, how did you spend the money? But we have goodwill and we believe that you will do that. The applicants may only apply once a year because we only have one application period on a roll basis, and everything is in English. So that is the language. We do not discriminate, so I had to put that in there because we are very in support of diversity, equity, and inclusion. So tips. What do you need to do for the student membership? You have to complete the online application form. That is standard, right? So you go, you log in onto your IPC member profile, you go, you click on the scholarships, you create an account, username, password, and you can apply for the student member. So it's a form that just have your personal details, your name, address, all of these beautiful things. And then it actually has like little tick boxes and you go through. So you apply online. You have 2 online courses that you have to complete. So when you become a student member, you have 2 courses. You complete any 2 of your choice. You have to submit that certificate of completion that you get after you've completed, let's say, component identification and introduction to soldering, 2 examples. You've completed that. You get an email with the certificate. You upload those. You need to have 2 letters of recommendation, and I will have a special section for how to manage the letters of recommendation. It's online. And an official academic college transcript with a GPA. It can be official, can be electronic, as long as we can see that you are a student. And a personal statement. So this is something that you can write in advance on a Word document. You can copy and paste it within the open Word box available there for you. You can even upload it. But this is an opportunity for you to think and to write about yourself. Why are you applying for the scholarship? Why do you need the $1,000? What would you do with the $1,000? Why do you love the industry so much? Tell us a little story, what you have learned. Anything that you would like to share with us, you create in a letter in advance. Doesn't need to be a book. It's a 1-page. It can be 3 paragraphs. It can be 1 paragraph, but it needs to be powerful. And it needs to, in a way, let the judges know who you are, what your intentions are, why you are applying for the scholarship, why you need the funds, and think about it, right? And have someone read it. If there's no typos or errors. So get it proofread and make sure that it is a good summary of you and your aspirations within the industry. Your resume is important. So you have to have a resume. We all know it's not going to be pages, maybe 1 page, but have like a little introduction with your qualifications, the degree that you're studying, if you are currently interning or you have a job or you are doing a co-op or you work, put all of your professional experiences on there. You do not have to include your references because it's not a job application. You have your letters of recommendation in a section within the application, but the resume needs to showcase your professional profile, right? And then this is optional. to upload any pictures, videos, or completed projects that you have done. So let's for instance say you participated in a robotics competition, or in school you have done a project that was interesting, and you want to share what you have built, designed, assembled. Put those pictures up there. You can get extra scoring points. If you don't, it's a 0. We give 0. So this is just as extra. It's a bonus, and those bonus points will potentially sometimes make or break it between kind of a cutoff whether you go into additional screening or not. So think about that if you want to share that. So basically, online application form and the supporting documents are those courses, the transcript of your school, statement of reason why you're applying, the resume, and anything else to showcase your interest and why you want to pursue a career in the industry. Great. So that's member scholarships. I want to see if I have any questions so far for that. Let's have a look. Any questions? I don't. Anyone out here who would like to ask a question so far? No? All right. Can you still see my screen? Not sure if you can see my screen. Am I sharing my screen? Just want to make sure. Share screen. Share. Go back here. And we are moving into the student leader scholarships. Great. So as a student leader, and you are serving in a leadership position on your campus at the student chapter, you have the opportunity to apply for a student leader award. And this is basically after 12 months, so after a year of serving, you have the ability to apply. And this is where we as the foundation and IPC would like to recognize students for their leadership capabilities, what you have done, impacted while you were serving, and if you have actually contributed to either the growth of your student chapter, showcased kind of leadership, teamwork, all of those beautiful characteristics, more about the soft skills that the industry is looking for when you do actually applications for career opportunities. So who can apply? You have to obviously serve in a leadership capacity at your student chapter. So if you're an individual member and you just join and you don't have a chapter, you cannot apply because you are not a leader to anyone. You have to be a member of the organization, need to be enrolled as a current student at one of the recognized academic institutions. You have to showcase your leadership skills that you have demonstrated in your term. You can only apply once in an academic calendar year, and then it is in English. So what documentation can you prepare in advance? Obviously, it's an online application form. You have to complete 2 of those courses. So if you apply for the member scholarship and you are a leader on your chapter, you can submit the same leadership courses, the same courses that you've taken as a member. So let's say did the introduction to soldering and the component identification, you can submit those 2 as well. The letters of recommendation, which is online, and I will explain the process. You have to submit your college transcript, which includes your GPA, and also proof that you are a student, and then a personal statement, which is a little bit different than the one of a student member scholarship. So here you need to showcase kind of your leadership skills, and IPC has 3 values. And I think the question in the application is demonstrate the values of IPC as a leader, and that's integrity, performance, and collaboration. So what do you do as a leader to embody those characteristics? Your resume, and then any additional documentation that you would like to support in addition to all of the other documentation. So there we are. the IPC values, the performance, the collaboration, and how it is with you. And then obviously the resume, there's a big note, it needs to be focused on your leadership skills. So we don't necessarily know anything about the industry so much, more focus on leadership because you are applying for a leadership position. And for leadership scholarship, obviously that endorsement from your chapter advisor, if you are at a student chapter, you will work obviously very close to that advisor. And so therefore it's very important to have your chapter advisor. It's important because they will say, yes, I'm working with so-and-so, he, she is the president or the vice president. Right. I think I have one question here. Let's see. Would I, as someone pursuing software engineering, be eligible? Absolutely. You can definitely apply for a scholarship within IPC. So recommendations and the references that you need to get. So this is something that I always would like to stress. So ask individuals who know you personally and professionally. So someone who knows you, that will vote for you, someone that will support you, that will speak the best about you and your professional capabilities. You have to prepare in advance because it does take time. It's a process. And you will understand the process when I speak to you, but you cannot necessarily understand, oh my word, the deadline is 7th of October, 5th of October, I'm going to send my references, because you don't know what's going on in that person's life. They have deadlines too. So you have to prepare in advance. So start as soon as possible. Everybody is busy. So how the process works is you're in the application for the scholarship. And it's like, here's the section, get your references. So the applicant will be able to send an email to references requesting a letter of recommendation. You will literally say, put the email address in and write a little, hey, so-and-so, I'm applying for the scholarship. You can personalize your note. Please take time and complete, and then they will get a link. And then the applicant will then be notified once that reference that you have asked to write that letter for you will, once it's completed, you will get notified that, oh my word, so-and-so completed that recommendation letter. And then we have it on the application site and it's there. And you will have the letter and it's a green tick, but you have 2 of those. So select 2 individuals. You can think about an educator. So your professor at school, your instructor, a trainer, chapter advisor, at your academic institution, anyone from an academic perspective that can write something about you. And then a professional. If you have done an internship, you work part-time, obviously an employee or staff member of that company, if you have a mentor, if you have a career coach or a counselor, any of those individuals. It cannot be a fellow student, friend, that, or it needs to be someone of like status in a way, if you understand what I'm saying. And then you need 2 of those for both, if you're a student applicant or a leadership application that you complete. So that's basically that. So you have the recommendations and the references. Now, if we have students here that know of an educator, someone at school that you think, wow, they are just fantastic, you have the opportunity to make a difference in your professor or instructor or trainer's life by nominating them. So these applications came through and they were nominated by their students, and it goes through an application process, but they support professionals in the industry and an academic institution that support the level of knowledge share among students in the industry. And so they can get $1,000. You need to nominate your teacher, educator, instructor, professor, sending an email to scholarships@ipc.org, and you just provide a name, last name, an email, and phone number of the educator, the title or the role of this nominee, and then also write a little blurb in terms of why do you feel this educator is deserving of that 1,000? What is it that they do that make them special? We will review all of those nominations. We will get back to them. They can apply, and then the selection is made. So you as a student need to take action. The professor or instructor or teacher, if you are here, you can, and you need $1,000, you can ask a student, hey, can you do me a favor? I need to apply for the scholarship, but I need to be nominated, and ask them to do it for you. But we need to get a nomination in order to apply. And then the competition and projects and awards. So this is the last section. We have partnered with Altium and Arduino, as I mentioned earlier. We are very excited to do this, but this is an opportunity for students to participate in teams, and they can actually design and come up with something that can solve environmental challenges, anything of your choice. There's two categories. There's a high school category and a college or post-high school university section. We provide $1,500 to the two winners of the two categories, and then the runner-up and the third prize, $750 and $500 respectively. It's the second year we're doing it, and actually we are launching the competition next week. So it's very, very, very exciting. There's more information that will be up on the IPCEF.org website. So if you're interested, please be on the lookout for the PCB The Change competition. It's a design competition. You actually will design it in Upverter Education Portenta, and it's so much fun. I believe we've enjoyed judging it. So if we have social media and you're not on our Twitter or our Instagram or our Facebook, LinkedIn groups, please join, because a lot of notices will go out to inform everyone about this competition. These are just a snippet of our previous winners. Last year, it was all international. We've had a university in Perth, Australia, that won first and second place, and then one in Greece, and then two in high school category from the States, North, also one in Afghanistan. So congratulations once again, those winners, and hopefully anyone on this call will be able to be winners maybe this year around. So the judging process, just want to be transparent about that. So once all of the applications close on October 7th, you then obviously have the opportunity to no longer make any changes. So it's there, and then we will go through all of the completed applications. We'll go to an internal review process. Those that is not completed will automatically be declined. So make sure you complete all of the steps, and it's really easy in that application site. It will show little green buttons as you go along. There is 3 internal and 3 external reviewers or judges. 3, which is the internal review process, are IPC staff members, and then we send the finalists off for external review. And those are done by industry professionals to get a very, very other objective view on these scholarships. Usually it's about between 6 to 8 weeks after the application process closed. So the judging will also take place online. There's scoring and different rating scales, and then the winners will be announced by email. And then once you receive a notification whether you are a recipient or not, everything will be communicated by email, and then you will also receive a link to go back and upload supporting documentation so that we can actually send you the $1,000. We usually do it via electronic transfer, not necessarily checks. Electronic transfer, and then additional supporting documentation that you provide. For winners, we really do love to showcase our winners. So if you are a winner, we will definitely ask to get a headshot of yourself and a testimonial or a little statement as to what this scholarship means to you. And then that is then the end of the wonderful scholarship and award program. So if you ever considered applying for a scholarship, please do so. There is ample opportunity for you to actually take action. And if you are not necessarily associated with an IPC student chapter, you can start one and apply and make use of the benefits. So I know I've only had that one question, so I wanted to make sure if there are any other questions that you wish for me to answer. If you would want to unmute yourself and ask, you're more than welcome. Or if you feel more comfortable to type it out in the Q&A box, you are more than welcome to do that, and I will answer. So let's quickly have a look if there are chapters at these schools. I am quickly going to close. You can go on to the website here, and then we can look at the student chapter. So let's see. I doubt that we have a chapter at Arizona State University, but this is a great opportunity for you to start a chapter. So if you cannot find your school's name over here, we do have quite a lot, close to 60 schools. This is what you need to do. So complete interest form. If you want to start a chapter, so you can complete this form, and then you recruit 3 students, you get your advisor, and then you will be contacted by me or my colleague, Wendy Gaston, who's on the call as well. And we will just walk you through all of the additional benefits once you are a student member of the organization. This is the right way to go. Being a student member, obviously, you can join without being associated with a chapter, but we do hope that you go and apply for a chapter opportunity to apply then for the leadership scholarship as well. If we look at some of the leadership scholarship winners, you would notice that some of these student members, their faces are here for a couple of years. So just for instance, look at Brenda Sanchez and Muhammad Belhadi, and they were members of a scholarship. There's Brenda as well. So Brenda and Muhammad both got $2,000 last year. So there, and Palash as well, and Sandro as well, and Riley as well. So all of these, and Yu Young was scholarship winner. So they all $2,000. They applied for member and scholarship. So not Arizona State University, but you can join as an individual member and then pursue this chat opportunity afterwards. It's really not a problem. The only problem applying through that process is you will not necessarily, when there's a drop-down menu for you to select the school associated to your membership, you will just select the individual membership, not a chapter member individual, and then we can take it from there. So I hope that answered your question. Any other questions? Okay, I don't see another one coming in, but I want to say thank you to everyone that attended. This webinar will be available on our YouTube channel if you want to join and have a look on that. But we wish you all the best with your academic and professional career journey. And then if you have any questions, our details are on the IPCEF.org website. So please feel free to reach out to me. I'm Charlene Gunter Duplessis, and then Wendy Gaston is our business development manager, and she'll be more than willing to support and answer any questions that you have. So I just wanted to say thank you. I hope this was helpful and useful. And is IPC specifically for electronics, or is coding computers also included? Well, you know, there's a lot of automation going on in electronics manufacturing at the moment with, you know, when they design factories of the future. So computers and coding definitely supports anything from an automation and a robotics standpoint, which forms part of electronics manufacturing. And therefore, to answer this question, you definitely apply, and it's definitely valid, and it fits into the industry. So I don't think that there is any concern with regards to coding and computer science. So it's definitely included. So as I said, any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to us directly. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday, and I hope to see these names as future student members and student scholarship applicants. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.